what if you booked a private lesson with me and asked me this question? Hey, I have been practicing a lot for many years, and I feel like I need to sound a lot better than I do. What am I missing here? I would give you this answer, and I'm going to give it to you for free right here in this video because I'm your best piano playing friend. All right, so let's get started. Let's say you've been practicing a long time and you compare yourself maybe to other people who have been playing as long, and you see that there's a difference and you're not sure what it is. I will take a look at these three things first before anything else. Number one, are you keeping a steady beat when you play your music? So I'm going to demonstrate for you the difference between a not steady beat and a steady beat, and I'm going to do it using that old favorite Für Elise by our friend Beethoven. So even though classical music has a lot of leeway with where you can place the beats, we call that rubato, it only really works if you have a steady pulse to begin with, and then you just kind of push the feeling a little bit here, pull it back a little there. It doesn't really work to have no steady beat whatsoever. I will play for you Für Elise, the beginning of it, without a steady beat, and I want you to listen to what I'm about to do. Okay, so you can see I played all the right notes. I even pedaled and everything. Oh, before I move on, I do want to say I'm not going to do these examples to make anybody feel bad. I'm just doing a compare and contrast so that you can see the things that might be missing from your playing, okay? So that was Für Elise, no steady beat. It sounded okay. So here it is, same thing with a steady beat. What's the difference? The one without the steady beat puts the listener a little bit in an uncomfortable position because we don't know when the next thing is going to happen. And you know, even if you don't know this piece, you can still feel like the jerkiness of it, kind of like a car when it's like this instead of driving smoothly, right? You can feel the difference. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have a steady beat when you're playing. And it doesn't matter if it's classical music or pop or rock, especially with, rock songs, then you really want to have a steady beat. I'll go ahead and give you an example here with Piano Man. I'll just kind of make up an accompaniment here. So here it is with a steady beat. Okay, and so on. Now here it is without a steady beat. Which one sounds kind of on a higher level of performance? The one with the steady beat. So if you are practicing and you can't do a steady beat, here's what you want to look at. Either you haven't practiced correctly, and I'll talk to you about that in just a second, or you're playing it too fast for where you are right now. So the first thing you want to do is slow it down and see if you can keep a steady beat when you're slowing it down. Why is that important? Well, because the mind needs time to think about what comes next and to give the signals to the body, meaning your hands, and then your hands need time to react to those signals and then carry them out. So if you're playing faster than you should right now, that communication is happening slower, and that's why you're pausing here and there. Okay, so let's say you're not playing it too fast. Here's what you want to look at next. Probably the way you're practicing it isn't ideal. A lot of people think that practicing means playing something over and over, right? But that's not practicing. That's playing something over and over. If you practice mistakes over and over, what you're doing is you're practicing your mistakes, right? You're not getting better. And if you haven't had someone show you how to practice, I don't blame you for thinking that repeating means practicing. So there are very specific things exactly laid out one after the other that I do when I practice and that I teach my students. And I also put it in my book, Practice Makes Permanent. It's an awesome audio and ebook that you can get at the link below. So if you follow good practice habits, it's certain things to do in a certain order, you're going to learn your pieces a lot faster. You're going to play your music better. So, all right, that's the first thing you want to take care of is playing with a steady beat. The second thing you want to do to sound much, much better almost immediately is to add dynamics to your music. What are dynamics? Well, in the same way that I'm speaking right now and my voice is getting louder and it's backing off at certain places, I'm accenting certain syllables more than others. Dynamics is the level at which you play your notes. Are they getting louder? Are they getting softer? Do you have notes that kind of are accented, right? So this gives your music an emotional charge. So if I play Fur-Elise without any dynamic shading, meaning everything's just going to be loud, it would sound like this. It's not bad, and again, I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad, but you see it's kind of just like on one level, very similar to those AI voices that read things on like TikTok or Instagram Reels. You can tell there's like no emotion there, right? It's an AI voice. So if you're playing without any sort of piano or forte or anything like that, then your music is for sure gonna sound at a lower level, more like a student or a beginner level than at the level of someone who is expressing music, okay? So how do you add dynamics? Well, I just posted a really in-depth video on my Patreon friends level. If you want to, by the way, if you want to make sure that you get all the news from me, join my Patreon. It's free. And then if you join the friends level, then you get some extra goodies. But the link to my Patreon is below. So I posted a video on my Patreon that goes into great detail. I can't share here, but I will make a video in the future on things that you can watch out for. The first thing you want to do is listen to other people play that music that you're playing. And listen not from like a music lover's perspective, but from a musician's perspective. So you want to hear like, where are they getting louder? Whoever's performing, where are they getting softer? The next thing you want to do is copy that, right? You learn first by copying, and if you copy enough good performers, eventually you develop your own style because it gets filtered through your own experience. So the way to learn how to do dynamics is to copy the performers whose music you enjoy. Hey friend, can I ask you for a small favor? If you're enjoying this video, click the like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Tell me where you're watching from. I'd really appreciate it. The third thing you can do to sound much, much better than you do right now is use the pedal properly. I can't tell you how many questions I get about pedaling. It seems to be this huge mystery, right? So basically, if you don't pedal correctly, it sounds weird. I'll show you. So I'm going to play Fur-Elise with picking up the pedal and putting it down incorrectly. So I also added there not only just the pedal, but no dynamics and not a steady beat. Do you see, it kind of just sounds like, okay, this person's really trying and they have achieved quite a bit, but it's not quite there, right? Here's another way the pedaling can be wrong. People think that you just put it down and then change it whenever. Okay, again, not trying to make anyone feel bad. I'm showing you the contrast. All right, so here is bad pedaling. So you see, it's just kind of like holding it down because I'm so concerned about, moving my fingers, I forget about the pedal. So it just sounds like soup. There's no contrast. There's no cleanliness in the way the notes are. Or even worse is no pedal at all. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's missing something. If I show you Moonlight Sonata, here it is with pedal. Okay, there it is with pedaling, good pedaling. Here it is with no pedal. It's missing something, isn't it? It's missing that, it's like the glue that binds everything together, right? Okay, so if you're not sure how to use the pedal, I actually have a course called Piano Pedaling Like a Pro, and you can find the link to it below. While you're down there, go ahead and get your 1-year free piano success blueprint. By the way, if you live in Australia or New Zealand, you're probably not going to get it. I notice almost all of my emails that I send to those countries get bounced. Sorry. So if you live in New Zealand or Australia, you don't get my email even after you sign up for this free blueprint, and the blueprint is in an email. It's not because I didn't send it to you. It got bounced by your service provider. All right, so those are the things you can add to your playing immediately to make yourself sound 10 times better than you are right now. If you want to see other helpful tips on playing the piano, check out these videos here. Keep practicing, have fun, and I'll see you soon. Bye.